Okay, hi everyone. This is the start of, week 6 I think. So, just gonna keep doing what I've been doing, editing videos, waiting for the state to get back to me, doing experiments and stuff. One thing that came in today, we got a tag and ship reader that we got for free from Shopify. So, that'll be kind of cool once I start making sales. So, I mean, that's one thing I can work on is starting to get that set up. So, that's pretty cool. Get a tap in chip reader. So, yeah. I'll update you guys whenever I do the next things. See ya. Okay, so now I'm gonna go process some apples, and while I'm doing this, I'm going to record my process of making the apple cider. So, actually, I remember how to do it and what my process is, so I know for future iterations about what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go do that now. Okay, I just finished up, I think, with the last take for the video about making the cider itself. So now I just got some of the peels just fried up. Oh, look at those. So I'm gonna finish up with the tea, and then I'll have to work on the bottling video tomorrow. That's gonna be great. 3 videos, with 3 different things out of the way, and I get to do some more experiments and work with the tea. Great. So I'll see you guys when I do the next stuff. Bye. Hey guys, coming at you. It's past midnight right now. You might be able to see. Just want to show you the raw, real stuff that happened. So I'm exhausted. I really want to be done. Still gotta finish dishes. Still gotta make up some tea. But gotta do it. That's what, if you want to do a business, you're gonna have nights like this where you're just spending late nights trying to do what you want to do. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So yeah, I need to set up my Instagram and TikTok. I've completely forgotten about it. I've just completely forgotten about that. So, I need to do that soon. So hopefully this weekend I'll have time to do that between studying for finals and stuff like that are coming up, and doing some of this stuff. I'll hopefully get that out. So, good night for now. Bye. Alright guys, about 1 o'clock in the morning. I got them all done. Hand wrap each of them there. We were able to make 16 overall. I used one of them before in testing, so there are 15 here. So I was able to make 16 overall from 5 pounds of apples. So might have to do some testing for longevity on that stuff. Because if I need 5 pounds of apples to get one of those, that might be a little bit tough to do if I'm trying to have that as its own separate product. But I'll see. I'll experiment more as I go on, and the labor for those is super intensive because I have to measure out 2 teaspoons of the apple powder, and then the quarter teaspoon of the cinnamon. So it's very tedious. So I wonder if there's a machine that can do that. That would be very nice. So yeah, I have some other thoughts. I'm gonna set up this camera up, and then I want to share those with you guys too. A couple things came to mind today when I was working on making the new batch of cider and making the tea and everything like that. And that is, how am I going to scale this? Because if I have to sell, one bottle is, that 5 pound thing of apples only gave me about 1 bottle, which is a lot less than kind of what I was hoping for. But I think I might have had the apples too long or something like that. I didn't store them properly maybe, and that's what led to this result. There's several factors that could have led to that. But I need a better way to process this stuff. So I think I'm going to look into, for the cider at the very least, I know there's a way you can really just chop all the apples up and you put them in this press. You still want to take the seeds and stuff out and the cores. You can just put it into this big press and you crank it down to get the juice out. I think that's what a lot of the more professional, when you make cider and juice and stuff like that, that's how they do it. So I'll probably need some smaller version of that, and that'll be probably better because I have the bags that strain it already than using that. But that's a good start for right now for not really knowing what I'm doing. And then the tea bags, oh my goodness. Like I just said, it takes forever to do that. And I tied each of these up by hand here. So it's 16 small little things that you're tying up by hand. And I want to sell like boxes of 12 or something like that. I still got to think of the size I want to sell, but if I'm doing it at that level and the one box takes me 15 minutes to do or something like that, it may even be more. You're not even counting all the time it takes to peel all those apples, to dehydrate them all, to then grind them all up. You know, like my process right now is putting it through the blender there, and then if there's any bigger pieces left, I grind it more down. So I have to see if there's a better way to do that. I think my first plan was to take them all right out of the air fryer, which I dehydrated in, and grind them all down by hand. I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that with all of the mortar and pestle. I'm like, okay, that's unreasonable. I can't be doing that. So I brought in the blender. I think that worked pretty darn well. Still left some big pieces in there, so then I took those and did it by hand. I mashed it all by hand together. So that's not too bad. It's just the filling part that takes forever. So I need to look at, see if there's some machines, and I'm sure there are some machines so you can fill tea bags automatically, that tie them automatically and stuff like that. So I'll look into that, and I really need to look into getting that better press, the better cider press. I've seen things I can make that, and now it's gonna be summertime, so it'll be the perfect time to actually do that, to build one of those and test it out. And you know, at this point, I think I'm fully committed to this. So I said, why not? Let's put the money into making the big cider thing. So I think if I have that big machine and I can, you know, pasteurize enough juice for several bottles at a time, that's going to save me so much time. All I have to do is, you know, if I want to skin them, if I want to peel them, which, you know, I'll probably do, so I can get the tea if that works. So, you know, I peel them all, but I have the machine that does it, and I can get multiple machines that do that or something, you know. Then put that through just chop them up quickly, do a rough chop, put them in a bag, squeeze them, get several bottles worth of juice just like that. That would be super, super convenient, and that would save tons of labor. I could do several bottles in an hour, and once I work out pricing for bottles and stuff like that, like get my bottles cheaper, get my labels cheaper, you know, optimize that to get those as cheap as I can. That'll just save me all very little time for labor compared to what it is now, and everything will run smoother. I can get bigger batches of the apple peels right up. I can grab a bigger blender. I can just dry them all out at the same time, and then do batches of them all dried out, and once they're all dried out, put it in the blender and just wait until there's more and more and more, and just get a whole bunch. So I can optimize it like that. Just little things in optimization, but big things when it comes to machines and processes and stuff like that. The even bigger thing right now is I still have no word back from the state if I can sell, and my plan is that I need to sell the tea first in order to be able to afford to start selling the regular cider. If some things, other things change outside of the business, I might be able to afford that. But most of where we go. But I'm going to keep an eye out on those machines and stuff to do that. And the other thing I just was thinking about was I need to do that Instagram and TikTok to help with the marketing, spread the word out. I have some ideas for that, and I'll tell you guys about it when I get to them. But you know, it's 1 o'clock now, so gonna sign off, and hopefully this weekend there'll be some good work. I think with the social media and stuff, we'll get some reviews tomorrow, and hopefully get some good work done this weekend on the advertising, marketing sort of stuff. And there's 2 new videos that'll come from this night, so a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff, and finals too, so gonna be a busy while still. So okay, deuces, bye. Alright, so quick update. Tea went alright. It's the end of the week, Sunday. It went alright. I got some positive and I got some middle of the road reviews saying that it wasn't really strong enough, but that might also be a problem with how much water they used. So there's a whole bunch of things that could be that issue. So that can be worked out, but I think the aroma was said to be very good. So hope that's a good thing, good sign. So it's gonna keep going with that and try to get the legal stuff. Gotta be with New York State now because they've not responded to me. So we gotta do all that. Gonna work on the social media stuff, so TikTok, Instagram. I want to get the website up and going more, and some labeling. I really have to work on labeling. There's tons of stuff I can do. So this week I should be able to get a lot of work done on all that. Make sure you guys like the video, comment, subscribe, with notifications on there, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys. Deuces.